There are only a handful of things that every human being has accepted without any argument. That the sun will rise, the time will move forward, and that every single one of us will grow old. For thousands of years, aging was never a question. It was simply the price of being alive. We challenged almost everything else. We walked on the moon, replaced failing hearts, and taught machines to learn. Yet, aging remained untouched because we believed it couldn't be changed. And today, that belief is beginning to crack. Across research labs around the world, scientists are asking a question that would have sounded absurd only a few years ago. What if aging isn't just something that happens to us? What if it's something we can understand, predict, and maybe even slow down? And the most surprising part? One of the biggest breakthroughs in answering that question is coming from artificial intelligence. Not because it can stop time, but because it can recognize hidden signals inside our DNA, blood, and cells. Signals that may explain why some people stay healthy into their 90s while others begin struggling decades earlier. It's a story about living better. Because maybe the future of medicine isn't measured by how many birthdays we celebrate, but by how healthy we are when we celebrate them. And if AI can help us protect those years, this may become one of the most important medical breakthroughs of our lifetime. Welcome back to AI Meets Medicine. I am Kuhu Chandna, pursuing my BTech in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, and today we are exploring a question that has fascinated humanity for centuries. Can artificial intelligence change the way we grow old? And before we talk about artificial intelligence, let's first understand the problem it's trying to solve. The truth is, aging doesn't suddenly begin on your 60th birthday. It's happening every single day, every second. Millions of cells inside your body are repairing damage, replacing old cells, and quietly keeping you alive. When we are young, this repair system works remarkably well. A cut heals, a fever disappears, and even a broken bone can grow back stronger. Our bodies are constantly fixing themselves without us even noticing. But over time, those repairs become less efficient. Imagine owning your dream house. In the beginning, everything is perfect. The walls are spotless, the roof doesn't leak, and every light works perfectly. Years later, tiny cracks begin to appear. The paint starts fading. A pipe develops a leak. A window doesn't close properly. None of this happens overnight. Small changes quietly build up until one day they are impossible to ignore. Our bodies age in much the same way. Scientists describe aging as the gradual loss of the body's ability to repair itself. For decades, doctors could clearly see the results of aging: heart disease, memory loss, arthritis, weaker muscles. But they couldn't always see the process unfolding in real time. It was like watching a building collapse without knowing where the very first crack appeared. That's where artificial intelligence begins to change the story. Every human body produces an extraordinary amount of information. Your blood contains thousands of measurable biomarkers. Your DNA holds billions of genetic letters. Even your smartwatch records your heart rate, sleep, activity levels, and subtle changes in your daily routine. Now multiply that by millions of people. The amount of information becomes far too vast for any human being to analyze alone. AI, however, can compare millions of medical records, blood reports, and scans at once, connecting tiny details that seem meaningless on their own but become incredibly valuable when viewed together. Sometimes those signals reveal something astonishing. Two people can both be 40 years old, yet one person's body behaves like it's 32 while another's resembles someone who is 50. Scientists call this biological age. Unlike the age on your passport, biological age reflects how healthy your body actually is. Researchers are already using AI to estimate biological age through blood biomarkers, medical images, and retinal scans. Now imagine what that could mean. Instead of waiting until diseases like diabetes or heart disease appear, what if doctors could recognize the earliest warning signs years before symptoms begin? And that's a completely different way of thinking about medicine. Instead of asking how do we treat disease, we begin asking how do we prevent it before it starts. And that shift may completely redefine the future of healthcare. So here's the question. If AI can understand how we age, has it actually discovered anything we couldn't? And the answer is yes. And some of those discoveries are genuinely remarkable. Take your eyes, for example. If I asked you which part of your body could reveal how fast you are aging, most of us would probably never think of our eyes. But researchers did. They trained AI to analyze thousands of retinal scans, the same scans taken during a routine eye examination. At first, the goal was simply to study patterns, but before long, the AI began doing something unexpected. It could estimate a person's biological age and overall health by analyzing tiny blood vessels that most of us would never even notice. Our bodies have been leaving behind clues all along. We just didn't know how to read them. And perhaps that's the real story of AI in medicine. It's not creating new biology, it's helping us understand the biology that has always been there. The same idea is transforming another area of medicine, and that is drug discovery. Developing a single medicine can take more than a decade because scientists have to test millions of possible compounds before finding one that actually works for you. AI is helping that change by narrowing the search and allowing researchers to focus on the most promising possibilities instead of searching blindly. And then there's something many of us already wear every single day: a smartwatch. Most of us use it to count our steps, check our heart rate, or see how well we slept. AI looks at the same information very differently. Instead of looking at a single day's data, it studies your heart rate, sleep pattern, and activity levels, how it changes over weeks, months, and even years. And those tiny changes may seem unimportant on their own, but together they can become early warning signs, giving doctors a chance to investigate long before symptoms become serious. For centuries, medicine has been at its best when treating disease after it appears. AI is helping medicine move one step earlier, from treatment to prediction and from prediction to prevention. Because when it comes to aging, the greatest breakthrough may not even be learning how to live forever. It may simply be learning how to stay healthier for longer. So, at the beginning of this episode, we asked a question: can artificial intelligence change the way we grow old? The honest answer is we don't know yet. What we know is that for the first time in the history, we are no longer accepting aging as something that simply happens to us. We are beginning to understand it, to measure it, and maybe one day learn how to slow it down. If artificial intelligence can help make that future possible, then it won't just change medicine. It will change the way we experience life itself. Thank you for joining me on another episode of AI Meets Medicine. I hope today's conversation made you look at aging a little differently and reminded you that some of the biggest breakthroughs begin with a question that once sounded impossible. Until next time, stay curious because the future of medicine isn't just about treating disease, it's about redefining what's possible.